Okay, this is fresh out of the pot. It has not gotten its legs yet. And by that I mean, I'm adding a couple of drops of lemon juice. You adjust it to whatever you want, but I wanted to show you how it looks. The noodles are nice and al dente. The potatoes still have their shape. The chicken is tender. Let me give it a taste. Easiest Sunday morning, which it is Sunday morning. It's about 10 a.m. All right, this is just a little quick video. This is for my daughter who insists on knowing how I made this super quick, easy chicken noodle soup. All right, step one, just take a giant family pack of chicken drumsticks after you've rinsed and cleaned them, put them in a pot of water, and we're gonna I put about a tablespoon and a half of salt, sea salt. So, you know, if you were using iodized salt, use less. But any case, I'm gonna bring this up to a simmer. Once all the foam comes out, I'm gonna skim the foam and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, the next step is just to keep cleaning the foam. It's as easy as that. And when all of this foam is gone, after about 20 minutes, then we add the rest of the ingredients. All right, now that my chicken is clean of scum, I added half a white onion, 2 ribs of celery, and half of a large piece of carrot. Now it simmers for, I don't know, 2 hours. And then we're gonna pull the meat out and we're gonna take the meat off and reintroduce the bones. After 1 hour, you're going to take all of this chicken off of the bone. Like, take just the nicest pieces like this, and then put it aside, and then we're gonna put the bones back into our stock. All right, once the chicken has been removed, so I took all of the best parts of the drumstick. I left a little bit of meat that's a little bit darker, and I put it back on the burner. I'm gonna let this cook for tonight because it's almost 10 p.m. I'm gonna let this cook for another 2 hours. Turn it off, let it cool down just a tiny little bit, stick it in the fridge, and we'll deal with it tomorrow. Okay, it's the next morning. My husband had a little golf something, so I got up to make him breakfast. I don't think it's 8 o'clock yet. Maybe it's around 8 in the morning. And I've been simmering the bones since this morning. I put last night, you saw me take the meat off the drumsticks, put the bones back. Now they've been simmering. And then the next step is to take all the bones out. Okay, I took the bones out because when I put it through the strainer, it's too heavy. So you pull them out, and these bones could still be used for, even if you wanted to keep going and make a bone broth. But for my purposes for this soup, I just want to make a really strengthened broth / stock. Okay, daughter of mine. Now I've strained the bones out. I washed the pot out. If you were feeling lazy, better known as uninspired, I guess you could just clean it out. I don't know why you wouldn't just wash it at that point though. And then the next step is going to be to bring this back to heat, and I've got 2 little pieces of carrot. Since you liked just the smallest amount of carrot in there, cut it small because the noodles are small. We're gonna put carrots in here, and then I'm gonna show you when I put the potatoes and the pepper. Okay, the next 2 things that are going in, this is a 1/2 cup measure, and you like the way I cut the carrots, so they're small, thin, and I think it looks nice to cut them sort of just a la paisan, right? Just a little bit irregular, makes it look nice and homey. And then this is about 1 tablespoon of the pepper, the red bell pepper. This is the lipstick variety that you know about already, but that could easily be just a piece of red bell pepper if you wanted to spice it up, a jalapeno, or leave it out entirely. These should be smaller, because I don't think the kids are gonna like it if they bite into it and it's any bigger than that. The next step is going to be to cut the potatoes, but I just want to say now you could put this stock broth back onto the fire and let it reduce a little. And then we're going to cook the potatoes and the carrots and everything in here. I don't want to add the carrots yet because I haven't put the potatoes in. And you will be inheriting this all-clad. It's older than you. All right, back to the stove. Okay, lastly, it's the potato. Now, yesterday when I made that soup, I cut it in my hand right into the pot. But what I wanted to mention, I did not do that because I'm filming. And I wanted you to see these were cut. I cut it in half and then cut it each half into thirds. And what the important thing is to kind of make some smaller, some bigger, so that some will melt into the soup, some will be, you'll get that little bigger piece of potato. This makes the soup fun, so I would recommend doing that step. If you just wanted to do one shape, go for it. Just medium or large dice them into the soup. They shouldn't be big. They are going to melt down, but they shouldn't be, this is as big as you want them. Because if you make them too big, then they won't fit on your spoon. All right, now it's time to put everything into the pot. Okay, and by everything in the pot, I just mean the potatoes right now. So 458 grams approximately. All right, there's 39 grams of carrots. All right, the bell pepper is going to be 13 grams. All right, I'm adding about 202 grams of these egg noodles. You could use any noodle you want. If I didn't have those, you could add extra wide egg noodles. You could add stars. You could add anything you want. But right now, this is the one that you liked from yesterday. And because it looks like kind of like the Campbell's soup noodle. These are an egg noodle. If you weren't going to eat this right away and you wanted to have all the components ready to go, you could cook the noodles separately outside of the pot and then just rinse them off a little bit, have them in a container, have the soup separately, and then when you reheat the soup, you could mix them. But since it's not going to last that long, we're just going to add the whole thing into the pot. All right, I've added the potatoes to... I'm gonna say this is 2 quarts of the stock. Now we cook it, and when the potatoes are tender-ish, kind of tender, we're gonna add the carrots and the bell pepper. Let's just call it bell pepper.
Look at how you should stir this. Like you turn it, but you have to do like very odd finger movements.
Very odd. Excuse me.
But my fingers are strong and my hand's big and I don't get hurt that much, and steam doesn't really bother me.
Doesn't?
Yeah, I went, when I'm very cold and I go in the pool, I go to low hotness all the way to up hotness. Like max hotness.
Oh, that's funny.
Max.
All right, I'm gonna put the lid on. Okay, the potatoes have to come to a rolling boil. That and the noodles, they cannot be at a simmer. So just get the potatoes good and boiling. And then in about 10 minutes or so, I'm gonna check them, and then we're gonna add the carrots and the bell pepper. All right, I've added the carrots and the bell peppers. And I'm just gonna let this, the potatoes are perfectly tender. They're still intact though. You don't want them to get mushy. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is measure the noodles, and we're gonna put those in. Okay, but before the noodle thing, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon each of sea salt and chicken bouillon. Okay, once it's aggressively boiling, I'm gonna pour half the quantity, and then I'm going to look at it. Okay, it should look like there's plenty in there, which it doesn't. Like if you take a scoop, you want it to look like there's more. I'm gonna put all the quantity in. All right, this is what it should look like. You see, if you pick it up anywhere, there should be plenty of noodles. They're going to expand, obviously. And then we still have to add the chicken. And then we're almost there. Okay, this is the chicken that I pulled out last night before I went to sleep. I just put that wax paper on, and this is another reason I think you like the recipe, because it was just so easy to eat. I'll measure how much chicken this was, but you bought the chicken, so you should know. Maybe by the time you're watching this, by the time you read this note, I'll be gone. But anyway, you bought the chicken, but it's just, I don't know how many drumsticks, but you just want to take out the nicest outer, almost white meat looking pieces. Don't be tempted to make this soup with the bones on. Please, I beg you. Do not make this soup with the bones on. That would completely change the experience of this soup. So all we're gonna do now is we're going to wait. I'm gonna measure how much chicken this is, and then once the noodles are al dente, do not let those noodles get too soggy. They should have some bite in them. I'm thinking about 5 to 7 minutes. Then we're gonna add the chicken, and then we're going to make sure that the chicken is heated through thoroughly. The noodles, everything, we're gonna turn it off and let it get its legs. So that means don't eat chicken soup that quickly. It needs to kind of settle in. The noodles need to absorb some flavor. Everything needs to go right. I'm adding another 61 grams of noodles, which is perfect because these will be a little bit more al dente and it'll just kind of flow in. Then I'm gonna measure the chicken. All right, 618 grams of chicken, and you can see there's that beautiful gelatinous stock that's here. That's good. All right, time to add it. And also you're gonna have to adjust for salt, chicken bouillon, whatever, you know how you wanna season it. Everybody knows how much salt they want in their food. And in it goes. Okay, as you see, once you add the chicken, it really bulks up. I'm gonna keep cooking it for about another 5 minutes and see what it's tasting and feeling like. Right, you're eating your soup with a fork?
Yeah, because it's noodles.
Oh, because it's noodles? Okay, tell me if you need a spoon. What do you think of it?
I didn't taste it yet.
Okay. What do you think of the way it smells?
It looks so good.
It does?
I'm just gonna smell it. Oh.
What does it smell like?
It smells like potatoes.
Uh-huh.
And carrots.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it looks really hot still? I can see all that smoke coming off of it.
I'm just gonna try it.
Okay, go ahead. Try one little piece.
Yummy.
You like
Yummy.
it? All right, so do you approve of Grandma's chicken noodle soup?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want a spoon? Oh.
Ow.
Hot?
No, I just hit myself on the chair.
Oh. Yummy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you eat now. Enjoy your, I guess, breakfast. It's only like 9 in the morning.
I already ate breakfast.
So we'll call this
Bretti.
Bretti? Okay. Enjoy, kid.
Because I ate waffles
Oh,
now, so I tried this.
okay.
Because this is lunch.
This is practical.